everyone, so this is the first of 2 video reviews for this week, and this is a video review for Colette by R.D. Delisle. If you want to check out my Goodreads review, if you're on Facebook, it's under all the other videos a little bit further down the page, and if you're on YouTube, it's in the description below. So Colette by R.D. Delisle is the follow-up book to Miranda, which I think I read back in June. I can't remember my time, but I read it a few months ago. And so Colette was a character that we were introduced to whilst Miranda's story was being told, and then this book is a follow-on all about Colette and her summer in Paris in France. And she's French, so it was really more a case of her going from the States back home, back to roots and past that she's left behind. And a lot of things actually come out. You discover a lot of things about Colette that you didn't know during reading Miranda, and it was really exciting actually to see how she developed as a character as well, because Colette in Miranda, she was very sure of herself, and she was this breath of fresh air, and she just had it all together, and she was so confident. And yet you saw her vulnerabilities in this book, in Colette. You saw her vulnerabilities, and she has a lot to deal with, and her past was actually quite shocking. It's not what I expected from Colette's past at all. And she has family issues she's working out, and she also has a big revelation during this book about her own life and her own relationships, realizing that love has been right in front of her all this time, and she had totally not even realized. So that was really exciting as well, because she's coming to terms with everything, whilst she's having this, I wouldn't say the summer of her life, because some of it's a bit like the past catching up with her, but she's having an exciting summer in Paris where she's met Lissa, who is slightly younger than her by a few years, and so they're spending time together, getting to know one another. And it's also Lissa and spending time with Lissa that also helps her to realize what she's got back home and what she's missing, so that when she goes back home she can deal with that. So the whole book basically is focusing on Colette and her growing as a character. So she's gone from being mighty sure about everything to not so sure, and having to figure things out for herself that probably were quite obvious, and she's missed them whilst being wrapped up in trying to protect herself from something that happened years ago. So it was really cleverly put together as a plot, and I really enjoyed the story. And I think what I liked the most about the writing and the dialogue was, because they were in France and they were in Paris, there was all these little references in the text. So it wasn't written in French, the sort of dialogue between them, all of it, but there were hints of it in there, and it's enough for you to pick up. Like, you don't really need to know French to understand what they're saying. It helps obviously if you do understand French, but it's very well put together with English for you to make complete sense of it. And it was really nice touch actually, just to have the characters speaking in their native language, especially to one another within Paris. And I just loved the way everything ended with a oui. It was so French, and it was really well put together. It was really good in that sense. So it really came together, and it just really helped to make the book something more. So I really enjoyed Colette. It was a great read. It definitely puts older ladies out there as well, which I think is a good representation within the genre. So if that's the type of thing you like to read, even if it's not the type of thing you like to read, it's a lovely romance, and you can give it a go. It's quite light-hearted and fresh, and the characters are lovely. They're just normal people, and they're just getting on with normal things in life, and I think that's really nice touch in the book. So that's Colette by R.D. Delisle, and I really did enjoy the book. It was a really good book. So I'll pop a link in the description so that you can grab a copy if you want to, and if you've read it, please let me know. If you are going to read it, or if it's on your to read list, again, I'd love to know, and I'd love to know what your thoughts are of it. And if you do read it, I really hope you enjoy it. Bye.